Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Dare I revisit the Rough Ryder Camp Scout knives? Yeah, I think I'm going to. For two reasons. One reason is because, well, apparently, according to TC over at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, their number one selling traditional pattern knife right now is the, quote, Kamp King. We'll get to that in a minute. Obviously, I'm really a big fan of the Scout Utility or Scout Camp knife. I've got close to 100, if more. I don't know for sure. In any case, the last one I picked up is right back here. This is the Classic Cinnamon Bone Stag Carbon Steel Blades. Nice short name. It's the RR2424. It is the last of the Scout Utility knives that I picked up. Now, like I mentioned, TC referred to this pattern as the Kamp King. And if you're familiar with the pattern at all, the pattern has been around probably since the Civil War, or sometime shortly after that, sometime around 1863 or something. In any case, and it might have been first made by Boker in Germany. Don't know. We know that it was a knife that was adopted by the Boy Scouts in 1910 as their utility knife. But later, Imperial had the Kamp King. And then when Imperial bought Hammer, the Hammer trademark, you started seeing Hammer brand Kamp Kings. And then eventually, I think the trademark went to Imperial Schrade. I don't know if they used it or not, but they let the trademark lapse. SMKW picked up the trademark, and they reintroduced the Kamp King. And it's the first post-World War II Kamp Kings that had bone handles on it, as far as I can find. There might have been one, but for the most part, the Kamp King knives were pretty much low-budget knives in the Camp Utility line. Imperial made much better camp knives also, especially the ones for the Boy Scout and such. But the Kamp Kings were the budget line. But I can see why Rough Ryder would grab that trademark and slap it on a knife, because it is a well-known trademark. So, and I can also understand why now, if it's one of their best-selling patterns, then I can understand also why they would just start calling the entire four-blade camp utility knife a Kamp King, because, well, they own the trademark. But in any case, in that same video, they mentioned that the reason the Kamp King, yeah, quotes, was selling so big is because of this knife, which isn't even by Rough Ryder. It is the Marbles GI knife that they sell for about $6.99 or so. And this is the knife that was pushing all the sales of the camp utility knives, this one, because it was low priced and a lot of people were buying it. And, you know, and that might even been the ones that's like, geez, I'd need another $5 to get free shipping, so they'd pick up a camp utility knife. And this is it's a well-made, solid knife. I mean, I'm not arguing with it. I have already mentioned the issues with the various Kamp King knives, or the knives that Rough Ryder have made on this frame, so I'm not going to go into detail about that in this one. I'll link to I'll link to all my camp utility knives, and you can find it. This is the one I much prefer, the one with the older style can opener. But what we're here for is the Classic Cinnamon Bone Stag Carbon Steel Blades camp utility knife. And there's a couple things about this knife that I'm excited about. And one thing that I'm not crazy about, and one thing I'm not really crazy about, is the size. And someone asked is this knife built on the same frame as the Dave Canterbury knife? This is the Kamp King by Marbles, actually, for Dave Canterbury. And it's the oversized camp knife. It's 4¼ inches long, as you can see here. Honest, I will open up that box and show you the cinnamon stag bone. But this is 4¼ inches long versus the typical 3¾ inches or 3 5/8 inches frame that you usually see with a camp utility knife. But I wanted to get the cinnamon stag bone for, cinnamon bone stag for 2 reasons. And one of them was because of the handle material, which is really pretty. And the other reason is because, as you can see here, pinch bolsters, but no big R on there. And this is the first of the camp utility knives since the Kamp King here that has come without the big R on it. We have one of them back here. I'm not sure what this one is. It's in black micarta or something. It's a cool one, but it's got the big R on there. At that time, my boycott of the big R's did not extend to camp knives and toothpicks. Will I continue to pick up big R camp knives? I don't know. But in any case, here is the cinnamon bone stag. The only thing I regret on this one is it doesn't have the acorn shield on there. I wish it had the acorn shield. But there's the bone stag, and it is pretty cool. I do like the way it looks. People have complained that the black will rub off. I think they've oiled it or something, and then the black comes off. From what I understand, this is actually burned. And that's what it is. What you're seeing there is the fact that the bone was torched. That's why it's got the brown in there and everything else. But I kind of like the way it comes. I do like it. And I got a feeling that if with normal wear, what's going to happen is the highlighted areas of the bone or the high points of the bone are going to become more natural, and the deeper crevices will remain blackened unless you just go and rub it all down and try and get rid of it. Let's see what happens here real quick with a rag. Okay, I was polishing some brass with some Brasso earlier with this, so let's see if that does anything with this. I'm shaking the whole table. I don't know. I don't see anything really happening. Maybe I need to get some more oil on the rag or something. Yeah, I think it's pretty durable. I don't see major changes happening. I suppose I could spray it with some oil and see what happens. Here. This is what they were talking about. Let's see here. Little coon pea. Let's see what happens. I don't see a dramatic change. Might be able to see it better on this side. Let's try here. Another drop of oil. Right there's the oil. See the oil? I'm going to put it right on it. All right, if someone really managed to get it off, they must have been working really hard at it or did something, because I'm not seeing much of a change on there. I think it's pretty durable. I know a lot of people want to make it happen, want to screw it up. I'm not trying to screw it up. I think normal wear and tear will definitely bring out some of the character in the bone. I might see a little bit of difference there. I don't know. Any case, the knife itself, it is what it is. You got the really big can opener on there, and it's not a bad can opener. I don't think the action is too bad on it. My first one, the Tiger Stripe, I had some issues with it. Those issues have been solved. I also modified the can opener on there to bring it down a little bit, and I might do the same thing on this one by lowering the point here and also grinding this down a little bit so that it will drop further down into the handle. See, you can see the gap right there where the thing is on this one. It fits a little lower in the handle, and I like it better that way. So that's what I might do with this can opener also, is just drop it a little bit. That'll make it a little, I'll be happier with it that way. The larger frame means that this can opener works a little bit better than the ones on this one. This can opener, I'm sorry, this cap lifter is a little problematic on a beer. You have to set it up just perfect, and then it will pop it. But it's a lot more difficult using these cap lifters than the cap lifter like on the Baron Sun here, because of, see the way the profile of the cap lifter is. See how you got that big bump there? That bump kind of screws it up with the bottle. So you got to round that down a bit, and then cut that a little bit. It works better on the larger one than it does on the smaller one, but both of them could use a little touching up to get it to work a little better. It's not bad. I'm sure a lot of people are looking at it. No, it works fine for me. Got a good half stop on it. That is neither here nor there with me. You got a much bigger blade. Let's break out the Uncle Henry here. My Uncle Henry that has the shield on the wrong end and upside down. But anyway, you can see the difference in blade length. It's just a bigger blade, and a lot of people want that bigger blade. Yeah, but with the bigger blade and the bigger handle comes a lot more weight, so these weigh quite a bit more. So you will definitely feel the difference in your pocket if you're carrying these. And if you need that bigger blade, I guess it will be really helpful for some people. I'm very comfortable with the standard size of a camp knife. The other thing that a person was asking is, you know, how does it compare to the Dave Canterbury? Well, as you can see here, they're both the same length and everything. There are some significant differences in the finish. You see the difference in the bolsters. There is no ring here. There's a ring on this one. This one is also pinched. Now, the one on the Tough Stag that Williams Knife Life was showing also has the big R, so this bolster is closer to what was on the Tough Stag. This is the one in Tiger Stripe. But otherwise, the knives are pretty much identical, except for the bail. This bail has a flattened wire. This one has a round wire. And this one has a more substantial finish to it, or thickness to it, if you can see there. See the difference there? It's about twice as thick. You know, in thickness this way, but and the bend there, it's about the same. If you know what I mean. Maybe you do. You can see it in the picture though. This one also just seems, I like this bail better than what I'm seeing on this one. I feel more comfortable with this bail, but same size pin going in there, so really not much of a difference when you think about it at the connecting point. And I don't think either one of them is going to fail on you. The reason I bought this one, this big reason I bought it, was because of the bone stag, or the cinnamon cinnamon bone stag. I like the cinnamon bone stag. It does look nice, and it has the black underlayment on there, so you have no gapping going on or anything like that. And I don't know, all in all, this is well made. I do like it. It's well made. A little bigger than I would like. I would love to see this come out in this frame. Ain't going to happen. I get that. There is also a cinnamon bone stag single blade Barlow. I'm going to go ahead and grab that one too. I think I like that one enough. And after looking at the cinnamon bone stag on this one, I do like it. And I tell you what, I think it looks better in person than on the camera, which is kind of typical with a lot of things. in any case, big ramble there. Just to let you know that, yeah, I went ahead and broke down and bought this one. The size of knife is not really, I'm not really keen on it, but I was really intrigued by the cinnamon bone stag, and I am very pleasantly surprised by the cinnamon bone stag. And overall, the finish of this knife is pretty good. Yeah, definitely no wobbles going on. Yeah, this one is well made. And also, while I've got a pretty good edge on my awl here with the little sewing eye, it has not drawn blood. So I guess I'm one up from Williams Knife Life, because first time he opened up the Tough Stag Scout, is all cutting. So if you want one that won't cut you, grab the cinnamon bone stag. If you want one with an awl that is dangerous and might attack you, grab the Tough Stag with the big R on the bolster. Yeah, we'll go with that. I went with this one. I'm very happy with it. Let me take just a second to thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with the Pious. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.